Mental beauty is meant to elicit a new way of thinking, living, and breathing. Mental beauty is meant to equalize the weight of physical and mental well-being. Mental beauty is meant to accept your whole self and others, regardless of ailment, compromise, or imperfection. Mental beauty is meant to be recognized and redefined as a do-over in thoughts, mindsets, perceptions, and future insights. So embrace it, embody it, become it, and own it boldly, and at the same time, your expression of it sparks curiosity and becomes someone else's learning, inspiration, motivation, empowerment, and hope. There are numerous interpretations of mental beauty as you give yourself permission to make it yours as you see fit. And no matter the perspective, with the openness of this invitational phrase of the mental beauty rethink, there is no right or wrong, good or bad, and absolutely zero judgment. Mental beauty allows you a new and clear lens to see mental well-being in the absence of stigma. Mental beauty becomes a much more invitational approach to break down barriers of mental stigma. Mental beauty is enveloped with full unconditional acceptance of yourself and of others. Mental beauty has the bountiful capacity to normalize mental well-being. When you embrace the mental beauty rethink concept, you automatically ignite that positive shift towards breaking down barriers of mental stigma. The collective richness of what this phrase has to offer is beneficial to all individuals, no matter what walk of life you come from or live in, all due to its shield against any form of negative connotation associations, while redefining what overall mental health is truly all about. Through the embodiment of the mental beauty rethink, each of you out there provide an opportunity to every individual in your community to be seen in equal light to physical health, which in turn achieves the endless possibilities for creating emotionally safe spaces for all to be in, while we fully immerse in self-healing, self-discovery, and self-fulfillment. I encourage each one of you out there to claim the mindset of the mental beauty rethink as your default way to view your world. Let this be a vow to each and every single one of us that we strive to make each of our communities globally open to emotional risk-taking, vulnerability, authenticity, unleashing, redefining, and continued storytelling. So, let's break that silence and tap into mental beauty. This is Salima Jadapji, your podcast host, a practicing social worker, and your mental wellness connoisseur. I am tremendously passionate and optimistic regarding all things mental health, with over 2 decades of experience in mental health across diverse sectors, including community services, private organizations, healthcare, and education. In my thriving private practice, as a specialist in transformational processes and trauma-informed practices, I lead as an expert in the mental health field, helping individuals navigate the complexities of anxiety, depression, perfectionism, grief, workplace and situational stressors, sleep disorders, among other challenges. Together, we navigate complexities using my deep understanding and professional skill set to empower my clients to regain control and thrive. My approach is deeply compassionate and committed, rooted in my life's purpose to serve and facilitate your journey towards healing and empowerment. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show as we continue forward into the direction that allows us to dive deeper into mental beauty. Episode 119 of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, Mental Beauty segment. Today, we are focusing on abuse and red flags, finding courage, dealing with narcissism. I'm thrilled to have all of you here as we continue our journey together. For those who are new to the podcast, a warm welcome from your self-care pro and mental wellness connoisseur. You're joining a community committed to breaking down the barriers of mental stigma and embracing the concept of mental beauty, a term which I have coined to intentionally invite each of you to embrace the nuances of what mental health is all about, while taking an approach that allows each of you to normalize, prioritize, equalize, and embody an invitational means of seeing and accepting mental well-being, and of course, without judgment. Again, welcome to episode 119 of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, our mental beauty segment. I'm continuing my excitement as we journey together. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast. Together, we can break down stigma and promote the mental beauty rethink to its highest level. So thanks for being here, and let's get started. As we get started, please remember the insights shared in this podcast are intended to enlighten and entertain, not to replace professional medical advice. If you have any concerns or need guidance, please seek help from your healthcare providers. Take gentle care of yourself and know that support is always available. Today, we're diving into a crucially important topic: creating space to feel and permission to release the burden of resilience. This discussion is inspired by the original episode 61 titled Relationship Toxicity, Red Flags, Abuse, and the Impact of Not Even Knowing It, featuring the courageous Dr. Shelley Morgan. Dr. Shelley's journey is a powerful example of what it means to reclaim oneself after enduring emotional, verbal, and financial abuse. Her story sheds light on the insidious nature of toxic relationships and the transformational power of self-rediscovery. Her open sharing serves as a reminder that abuse can happen to anyone, regardless of intelligence, success, or background. It's a call to recognize the red flags, break free from the cycles of manipulation, and embrace the healing process of finding oneself again. Now let's listen to some powerful insights from Dr. Shelley's journey. Shelley, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that phrase, the mental beauty rethink?
Mental beauty rethink.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of back to myself when my mental health was not good and I looked terrible on the outside. It matched on the outside. And now that I feel so much better about myself, my situation, I get way more compliments. So I think, when you're happy on the inside, it can't help but show on the outside. So when you have good mental health, you'll look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it means to me.
Thank you, Dr. Shelley, for sharing such a critical and empowering message. Her words perfectly capture the essence of the mental beauty rethink. When Dr. Shelley reflects on how her mental health impacted her physical appearance, it reminds us of the intricate connection between our inner and outer selves. As she says, when you're happy on the inside, it can't help but show on the outside. Good mental health radiates beauty. This idea aligns beautifully with the concept of mental beauty, the consistency between what we feel internally and what we project externally. When we prioritize our mental well-being, it reflects in every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our self-expression. Dr. Shelley's headline, Woman Finds Herself Again, encapsulates the heart of her journey. It's about rediscovering the vibrant, active person she once was before nearly losing herself in a toxic relationship. It's a story of resilience, of coming back to life after facing mental and emotional death. If you haven't already, I encourage you to go back and listen to her full episode. But don't go anywhere just yet. Stay with me for just a little more, okay? As I have some important insights to share with you first. And then, of course, you can hop off and listen to her full episode, which I encourage you to do. Okay, So let's explore how Dr. Shelley's experience aligns with the mental beauty rethink concept and dive deeper into her journey. Dr. Shelley's untold story is one of a high achieving woman who, despite her education and accomplishments, found herself in the grips of an abusive marriage. As a child, she was a go getter, valedictorian, student body president, and a licensed pharmacist. Yet, as she poignantly notes, what happened to her can happen to anyone, no matter how smart or successful they are. The red flags began early, but having grown up naive, Dr. Shelley didn't recognize them for what they were. The birth of her 3 children in close succession, coupled with postpartum depression that evolved into situational depression, left her vulnerable. Her husband, going through his own struggles, was not the supportive partner she needed. Dr. Shelley found herself walking on eggshells, paralyzed by the fear of judgment and criticism. If she stayed quiet, she was doing nothing wrong. If she spoke up, she was blamed for bringing negativity upon herself. The constant gaslighting left her questioning her own reality and worth. The abuse escalated to financial control. After taking a decade off work to raise their children and support her husband's career, Dr. Shelley realized she had no financial autonomy. Her husband would limit her spending, take away her credit cards after arguments, leaving her without security or independence. The degrading emails, pages long, detailing her supposed failings as a wife and mother, chipped away at her self-esteem. She lost herself, replaced by a woman who believed the cruel words and couldn't see a way out. Dr. Shelley's journey reminds me of a client I'll call Nadia. Like Dr. Shelley, Nadia was a high-powered executive in healthcare, a woman who seemed to have it all together. But beneath the polished exterior was a soul unraveling from years of narcissistic abuse. Despite her remarkable intelligence and achievements, Nadia had spent years being gaslit, manipulated, and emotionally punished by her narcissistic husband. He wielded her vulnerabilities as weapons, eroding her confidence and autonomy. Every decision she made was undermined, leaving her questioning her own instincts. She had spent her life saving others, but felt powerless to save herself. Together, in therapy, we worked on unpacking the abuse. We started with psychoeducation about narcissistic abuse, focusing on recognizing the red flags she had normalized, gaslighting, emotional invalidation, and cycles of idealization and devaluation. Through some cognitive behavioral therapy, Nadia began to challenge her self-blame, replacing thoughts like, I should have seen this coming, with, no one deserves to be treated this way, no matter how smart or successful they are. We then provided the space for her to grieve her old life. Letting go of her marriage meant grieving not just the relationship, but the identity tied to it. Using trauma-informed techniques, we worked through the post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms like hypervigilance, emotional flashbacks, and profound self-doubt that kept her tethered to the past. Nadia also allowed herself to mourn the loss of the vision she had of a perfect family and partnership. As Nadia began to set boundaries and cultivate self-compassion, she rediscovered her sense of self. She connected with passions she had abandoned, rebuilt friendships, and even started mentoring younger women facing similar challenges. Today, Nadia radiates strength, clarity, and purpose. She no longer measures her worth by external achievements or someone else's validation. Her journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. No matter how deeply entrenched we are in patterns of pain, with the right support, courage, and commitment to healing, it is possible to break free and rebuild a life grounded in authenticity and self-worth. I know. I hear you saying to yourself, Salima, That is awesome for Nadia and Dr. Shelley, but I want to know how to take charge too. And I'm glad that you're asking because awesome sauce. That is exactly what we are about to get into right now. Now, let's look at some practical tips that can help you embrace your own mental beauty. I'm going to share with you 3 practical strategies inspired by Dr. Shelley's journey that can help you stay connected to your mental beauty and prevent identity loss in the face of abuse of any kind. So, here are the 3 practical mental beauty tips inspired by today's discussion. The first one is cultivate a daily self connection ritual. Abuse often disconnects you from your own feelings, needs, and desires. Reestablishing this connection is crucial. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes daily for a grounding practice, such as journaling, mindfulness, or deep breathing. This ritual reminds you that your emotions and needs matter and creates a space where your voice is heard by you. The second tip is create a financial and emotional safety plan. Abusers often use financial and emotional control to keep you trapped. Reclaiming even small amounts of independence can help you stay anchored to your sense of self. So, what you can do is open a private bank account and begin saving discreetly, even in small amounts. Build a support network of trusted friends, family, or even a therapist to validate your feelings and remind you of your worth, especially when you're feeling like you can't remind yourself. These small steps towards independence reinforces your ability to make choices and gives you a foundation for reclaiming control over your life. And the third tip is reaffirm your identity outside the relationship. Abuse can make you lose sight of who you are outside of the relationship. Reconnecting with your values and interests strengthens your sense of self. Make a list of things you once loved doing or were passionate about before the relationship. Choose one activity to reintroduce in your life, like reading, taking a class, reconnecting with old friends, joining a new sport, whatever it be. Exploring your personal interests reminds you that your identity is multifaceted and not defined by the abuse or the relationship. Breaking free and reclaiming yourself is a process, and it's okay to take it one small step at a time. Celebrate your progress no matter how incremental, because each step is a declaration of your worth and strength. I'd love to hear how you implemented these tips or what you think of them and what impact it had on you. So please share your experiences in the comments. Now let's take a moment to reflect on today's discussion. As we wrap up today's episode, let's move into our closing reflection where I'll share a special tool that I know will help you integrate today's learnings into your own mental beauty practice. Inspired by Dr. Shelley's episode, I would like to share a self-care technique that is especially helpful for embracing one's whole self with full unconditional love. This technique is called the Love Letter to Self technique. This is a quick and heartfelt way to practice unconditional self-love. It only takes 5 to 7 minutes, but creates a profound sense of connection and care for yourself. So here are the steps. First, you want to grab a notepad or maybe even your mobile device and set a timer for anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to keep it short and intentional. Your second step is write as if to someone you deeply love. Imagine you're writing to someone you care about unconditionally, except this time it's you, using loving, kind, and affirming language. For example, you can say things like, "Dear self, I just want you to know how proud I am of you. You are enough exactly as you are, even on hard days. No matter what happens, I'm here for you. I'll always be on your side." And your next step is to reflect on one strength or victory. So end the letter by naming something you admire about yourself or a small win, like, "I am amazed at how resilient you are, even when things feel tough." Or, "Thank you for being so kind to others and for showing up for yourself today." And close with an affirmation. Wrap up with a loving affirmation like, I love you no matter what. You are my safe place, and I'll always have your back. The love letter to self technique is a quick exercise that reframes self-talk as a loving dialogue rather than criticism or judgment. It's a powerful reminder that you deserve care, compassion, and unconditional love, especially from yourself. Now, doesn't that feel so awesome and fantastic? I thought so. All right. Thank you all for being here, for supporting this podcast, and for being your unique and awesome selves. I'm excited about the amazing things that we have on the horizon, and I hope that you can be excited with me as well. Stay in the know about our upcoming events just for you, including our late spring and fall Dare to Retreat programs and our webinars and digital supports on our website, daretoheal.co, or go to bit.ly, join the Dare to Heal community to sign up for our Dare to Hear newsletter and become part of our community of mental beauty focused peeps. And you'll gain more tips and juicy insights like you enjoyed today, delivered right to your inbox. Until next time, remember, you are worthy, you are beautiful, and your mental health matters. Now, before you go, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to check out the original episode 61 for more insights from Dr. Shelley Morgan on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. So now you can kick your feet back and hit play to give episode 61 a listen. Please recommend these episodes to your friends or loved ones, and let's spread the message of mental beauty. P.S. My lovely mental beauty listeners, I still dare you to share the podcast with anyone who could benefit from these insights. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe, leave a review, share something amazing you want me to give a shout out for on your behalf. Just send an email to mentalbeautycommunity@gmail.com. Share your desire to share your untold story as a guest. All you have to do is visit daretoshare.co, scroll down to where it says submit your story, and select submit now. And share today's mental beauty tip with a friend or a loved one. Spread mental beauty, stop the stigma. All right. Once again, thank you for being part of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, mental beauty segments, and embracing the uniqueness of the mental beauty rethink, which allows us all to have a voice in breaking down the barriers of mental stigma.